now that you remember what the guest bedroom used to look like with the blue squares and the archway, and it was cramped, and the Sophia Shays was in there, now we've transformed it, and have a look and see what the bedroom looks like now. See, so as you walk into the bedroom, I always like to walk into a bedroom looking at the bed, because I think the bedroom needs to rise up and meet you as you walk in. So as you can see now, I've changed the bed to the other side of the wall. As you can see, we've now opened up that archway. That looks amazing. We have a chair in the corner. There's our school bench. And then on this wall, we have our artwork. Now I'll explain to you the different reasons why I've done things. So obviously we've spoken about our school bench, which I love. I love the old farmhouse painting. I think it works beautifully with the colors, the theme, the idea of the school bench. It's really kind of got, for me, it's got like a really old school, mind the pun, South African feeling about it. I really love that. The bedside tables were the ones that were already in here, so I just gave them a bit of woodok, cleaned them up a bit. The lamp bases and shades. The lamp bases I found in the cupboard, and the shade I found in the garage. So I just reinvented these, because remember that we had those other lamps in here that I reinvented and made gold, which we'll see in the main bedroom. And I've just given this a little bit of a fresh look. This was the headboard I did for Marguerite's old house. I just reupholstered it, and I did some very shallow pulls as opposed to a deep button. These cushions I did in her last house, and they managed to work again. So I've just reinvented them and given this a fresh look. And as you notice on the light, I haven't switched this one purposely, so you can see we've kind of got the same theme going here. So let me turn it on so you get a nicer understanding of the bed. And then on here we've used this colorway, which just works beautifully with everything else here. Now, onto my artwork, which I did for Marguerite's Lounge 10 years ago. And the reason I got this picture, it was, for me, it's the allure of woman. It always reminded me of Marguerite. Marguerite's a smoker. I found this woman really to be quite beautiful, very elegant, and there is something quite charming and 1950s about this picture. And when I say the allure of woman, there is a sex appeal to a woman smoking. I'm not talking about EastEnders standing on the balcony with a fag in her hand and her curlers in her hair. There's another way of looking at it. So I'm glad that she's managed to keep the artwork. So I've used it in this bedroom because I think it's really lovely. And I've added in here her hat stand, a little fur throw, and her pillow and her hats. So now this corner here, Marguerite said to me halfway through this transformation that she doesn't really have anywhere to sit and think or go somewhere quietly where she wants to sit and pray and, talk to God or the universe or nature, whatever. So I created this little corner here for her to just sit and unwind and meditate and just be on her own and just relax. So we've got her little books, we've got a plant, we've got a basket full of her religious books or Christian books or whatever you want to call them. And obviously this plant, I always buy plants to go into a room, because when these start to look a bit crabby, we can replant this and put this in the garden and it'll grow crazy. So she can just keep filling this up or put a vase of flowers if she wants. But that's the guest bedroom. We left the cupboards, as you know, the handles are still the same. We just gave them a good clean. And I think that turned out really well. So I'm in Brian's office, and something that Marguerite and I discussed is that Brian has a fish tank that he hasn't used for probably 4 years, but has always wanted to, but didn't have a space for it. So in his office, I created a space especially for his fish tank. And as a little surprise, I bought Elson and Stephen. So they're going into the fish tank. I've set the fish tank up. Have a look. So I've set the fish tank up with what he had. I gave it a good clean. It's been running for about 3 days without anything in there, just to keep it clean. So I'm about to put Elson and Steve in the fish tank. And here we go. Whoops, there. In their new home. So now that they're in their happy home, I didn't want to get too involved in this little project here, because this is obviously what Brian loves to do, so he can go and buy friends and he can sort out the way he wants it. I've just done it so that at least these two chaps are happy and ready to welcome Dad. Now that you remember what Brian's office looked like beforehand, let's have a look and see what it looks like now. So there's the fish tank, hat stand and his chair. Now remember, we've painted this, we've created a bathroom, and I've repositioned his desk. There's nothing worse than walking into someone's office and you're walking up behind them. So I've made it face the door as you walk in. So he's been carpeted. He's got his new friends over there who are very happy. And now he's got his desk. Then, as you know, when we walk through here, we have the bathroom. And as you know, that steps out into the swimming pool. So as I may have mentioned before, this artist, Dick Latimer, is Marguerite's stepfather. And he's done all these brightly colored pieces. There's a lot of his art in the house. Not all of it's like this. There's another small piece over here. But now, because these were really bright, and because we had Brian's grandmother's vanity unit, which also was quite an orange wood, and his desk, I decided to put all the really bright colors in here. And not that these were painted all three together, but I don't know if you'll notice why I've actually positioned them like this. This painting here, you can see, is a lot lighter than this one over here. But in this painting, this section here is a lot lighter, which is why I've created that one there and the orange version over there. And then obviously this stands alone on its own. But what I'm really happy with is that in this house, you'll find there's a very strong pull towards blue and natural colors and whatever. And wherever we've gone in the house, there's gold, there's orange, there's blue. So it all seems to tie in together quietly on its own without noticing, you see, and that little chap there. And of course we have a goldfish. Brian got a new office chair, which was more comfortable, and that's black, which ties in with the black leather in the dining room, and also the table legs and the bench legs. There's a black top over there, there's a black fish, hello Elson, and then we've got the black bathrooms. So you can see how I've used colors to just transfer from one room to the next.